Hey, we're back. And now we're going to move into, like I said, the rest of the week's comics. We've got Batman Streets of Gotham, number 20. Which, again, Paul Dini, doing his thing with Batman. Always enjoy when Paul Dini is working on Batman. It's always a good ride. Especially with what he's been doing lately with Hush. Hush, I always thought of as a really lame character, and he's really kind of coming into his own now that he has his own kind of rogues gallery of people that work with him to basically take down the people, to kind of take control, to wrestle back control of his life. Because he's just been pretending to be Bruce Wayne this whole time, and and now, but the Justice League has basically been trying to keep him in check. Not just the Justice League, but also there's the Outsiders, so on and so forth. Last issue, we had a great moment, great kiss between Batman and Catwoman. Again, I always like those. I want those two crazy kids to get together. You know what I mean? But I don't think that'll ever happen. I think it'll always be not a combative relationship. It just will never be a relationship that ever sees fruition. So we've got in this issue, we've got some more background on the character Bedbug, pretty crazy dude. But also, we've got some more background on Dr. Death. Now, for those who are not true Batman aficionados, Dr. Death was introduced by Bob Kane and Bill Finger back in the 30s. So the fact that Paul Dini is kind of resurrecting this character and bringing him into the modern era. That's pretty cool because and they even show there's even a great panel in drawn by, against the art again, fantastic, by Dustin Nguyen, shows some of that first battle between Batman and Dr. Death, and basically how Dr. Death really likes to ply his trade of dealing death. So it's some pretty harrowing stuff. But again, Rock'em Sock'em issue by Dini. I always love it when he explores character rather than emphasize strictly on action. But it still keeps the plot moving. So again, really good stuff. Now moving on to Ultimate Captain America number 3. It's bringing more and more full circle to the events that we saw at the beginning of issue 1, which is where Frank Simpson, aka the Captain America of Vietnam, was about to execute Captain America. Now, in this particular issue, like I said, it's had a very Apocalypse Now type of feel to it, pretty much almost all the way through. And now he really is, and there's a scene in this comic in which two S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, who possibly either could be looking for, they could be either looking for Cap or they could be looking for Simpson. We don't know. It's not made very clear, but Simpson, he's a true master of being totally fucked in the head. I mean, he's quite insane. And it's just, Cap is just trying to escape and getting his ass kicked and then thrown back in again. The whole point of Simpson's work here is that he's trying to break Captain America's will and his spirit and show him the evils of the country that he's been fighting for. And he goes through quite a few sequences, even a portion that's kind of reminiscent of Clockwork Orange, where essentially he is giving him a history lesson on what has happened, what's been caused by those in power in the United States since he's been, during the time that he was frozen, particularly, beginning in the 60s, beginning with, the Vietnam War and the, coups in Indonesia and Laos and, Chile, and, the hundreds of thousands of deaths that caused, and, things like the shootings at Kent State, it even pulls out waterboarding, so I mean, it's, Darfur, I mean, it's just, it's grisly stuff. And it has a great moment in which he does have, as another tribute to the Daredevil Born Again series, he had, Simpson has a container of red, white, and blue pills. Those who obviously remember Born Again, the whites are for calming down, reds are for amping them up, blues just don't really seem to, it's again more of, I think, of kind of a calming agent, because he's kind of always amped up, so, but he takes the reds to get even more so. So we finally find out in this issue how exactly Cap got into those moments, and we see him, we see Steve Rogers, on his knees praying that he'll see a sign, and apparently he does, and that's where we kind of leave off. And the next issue, whatever the hell happens, it's going to be pretty fucking awesome, I think. So, moving right along here. Brubaker and Phillips, Incognito, Bad Influences, number 4. Only one more issue in this series left to go. Very sad. But it's Incognito. It's Brubaker and Phillips. It's great stuff. I mean, it's a little confusing. I mean, but, Brubaker, you just... it smells like excellence. It looks like excellence. It reads like excellence. Hence, excellence. There's really nothing more I can say about this book. It's, and especially about these two people and their work together. Brubaker and Phillips are up there with, some of the other greats of, comic creators working together. A writer-artist team that are just so damn good together that it's hard to deny how damn good they are. So on to our book of the week, and Secret Six, number 31. Reason why this is the book of the week, A, because it's Secret Six, and it doesn't get a lot better than this. But it harkens back. It has a great moment at the. Gail Simone is one of the funniest writers out there. If you're looking for really dark humor, it has an opening where they're essentially kind of shooting a commercial, if you will, for kind of tyrants, dictators, bad people, advertising what the Secret Six can do for you, and then having them realize, well, there's 8 of them now. So it's kind of hard to call them the Secret Six when there's 8. But it harkens back to the very first arc of the continuing series of Secret Six, which is where they have the Get Out of Hell free card. And basically, one of their members seems to be mortally wounded, but one of their members has already been lost a while ago, and Scandal Savage's girlfriend Knockout, and so Scandal wants to take the card and go into hell and bring her back out. The issue's got everything. It's got the 6 fighting amongst themselves. It's got Catman being badass, and it's got Etrigan. Yeah. Anyway, great issue, great week. We'll see you next time. Okay. Abeacque vale.